Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's also creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
This episode is brought to you by Circle. What is Circle? First of all, it's a beautiful shape. It's consistent, inclusive, but it's also a place to build USDC, a digital dollar that's actually dollar-backed one-to-one. At Circle, they're building a future where money will travel at the speed of the internet for fractions of a penny. It's the place where crypto meets stability, where local businesses meet global customers, and the US dollar meets USDC. Visit circle.com/Spotify.
Oh boy, that meal was great yesterday. Let's see what they got on the old internet and get some Christmas shopping done early here.
Step right up and hear ye. We have Black Friday deals coming at you from our ears. To the biddlers, from the eyeballs. We're going to hear you. Ready? We have a
Nope, forget about it. I'm done.
Has this ever happened to you? Yes, of course it has. Because we are all living in the modern world, which is Black Friday all the time. It seems like Black Friday keeps getting pushed forward further and further, and then they kind of try to extend it and do all these things. And, Christmas shopping now starts before Halloween for some reason. I don't know why all this is happening. But if you're like me, and I know many of you are, at least in some ways, you are tired of it. I'm tired of Black Friday. I don't even give a shit. I don't pay attention. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the jingles. I don't want to see the razzmatazz. I don't want to see any of it. I don't care. I don't want to see it in my inbox. Yes, of course, there are some good Black Friday deals you can take advantage of, but it's kind of typically for me, it's like I will seek that out on my own. I'll be like, I need this. I'm going to go look for this on Black Friday. I don't typically fall victim to a lot of the in-your-face advertising. And I think people, for the most part, are kind of tired of it. And we're going to talk about how this pertains to your art career and selling your art for Black Friday. Should you be selling your art for Black Friday? Should you be doing discounts? Should you be doing advertising for it? Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit. And all this is just off the cuff, something that I'm thinking about today. So not a lot of notes taken or anything like that on this one. Just some thoughts that I think might be helpful, or at least give you some food for thought as we go into Black Friday week. So you might be asking yourself,
"Hey, Preston, what are you doing for Black Friday?"
And the answer to that is, I'm not doing that much, and I have done a lot in the past. I've been kind of participating in Black Friday sales for a good 8, 9, 10 years of actually targeting stuff, target marketing, targeted ads, discounts on the website, free shipping, social media advertising, all that kind of stuff. And have I seen a big uptick in sales from that? Not really. I have seen a big uptick in sales as far as just in general through art marketplaces and through people buying more art during the holidays. One year I sold like 27 pieces from basically the middle of November through the middle of December. It was like insane. And that's wonderful. But I really didn't do a lot. I mean, I did some stuff, but did it work out? Not really. It was more so just that I was participating on online marketplaces. Like one thing I would recommend just to cover your bases is to do something on your website, whether that be free shipping or some sort of holiday discounting. Just do something like that that's really easy. You can maybe put that on social media if you want. You don't have to because everybody's getting bombarded with that. But if somebody comes to your website and goes, through normal just channels, or you funneling them through like a normal post, they'll see, they've got a free shipping right now, or they got a discount. That's great. Same thing with online art marketplaces. Like, for example, on Art Finder, I would do maybe a 15 to 20% off sale on select pieces, like maybe some older pieces or some newer pieces that I feel comfortable doing that on. Just to select, maybe 5, 10, 15, and then, just do that and have that run through Black Friday and through the holidays, because what will happen is these marketplaces will hook into the artists that are doing discounts, and they will, kind of put that in and group that in with their own Black Friday deals and advertisements and stuff like that. So it's kind of like using or piggybacking on them to get your Black Friday and get your holiday stuff out there. That's really powerful. And really, you're not going to be able to compete so much with like the major department stores and the major online art marketplaces and the major galleries. You're really not going to be able to compete with them for advertising unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on advertising, which, let's face it, most of us don't have. And I don't think that would be a really good ROI anyway. So I would just focus on piggybacking on those and then just cover your bases on your website with like deals and stuff. As far as past that, I've done some stuff in the past. I've tried advertising. I've done like real Black Friday posts and stuff. You can do it. I'm not saying don't do it. But what I'm saying is think about if you yourself as a consumer or as a collector would want to buy art. What would you want? What would you want to be seeing? I wouldn't want to be targeted and hit with more Black Friday stuff personally, just because we're all being bombarded with it. I would want something unique. Like maybe do some sort of anti-Black Friday, advertising, something like that catches people's eye, or something that just doesn't have anything to do with it. Like you could do something about the holidays. Like you could do a post or a story about your family and stuff that went down on Thanksgiving that's crazy, and then just do like a link to some of your work or something, just throwing it out there. Or you could do something kind of just kooky, something that's different, something that's kind of funny, something that doesn't really come across as too salesy. I think that would be welcome right now. I think some people would maybe have a higher probability of buying just because they would appreciate not being sold to as much. I think that's kind of a good idea and something that I might actually do. But the anti-Black Friday thing could be interesting too, almost just flipping that on its head and doing something dark or doing something kind of rebellious or like a little bit punk or something. And, hitting people with that, almost like, you don't subscribe to that. But obviously, it would still be like funneling people through your website and to your work if you want, or just whatever, your social media. If they see your social media and they like what you're doing, they're probably going to go through your links. And if you don't have links on your social media, obviously do that. If you're on Instagram, do something like Linktree or a link in your bio that people can easily go to that. So even if you're not being too salesy, if they just like what you're doing, they're going to go through that, obviously, and find your work and maybe want to buy something. Newsletters are great. I would kind of apply the same thing. I think people are a little bit worn out. I think people are kind of tired of the bullshit these days. And maybe it would be interesting to do a newsletter during a Black Friday thing that's just not Black Friday at all. And you could even do some sort of funny spin on that is like the anti-Black Friday idea, like I was saying. I don't really know how you would do that, but I leave the creativity up to you and putting your own kind of stamp on it. But it could be refreshing and also interesting to do a little bit of an anti-Black Friday newsletter as well. Also, something to think about is just cater to what people are feeling. Like people are going to be exhausted probably after Thanksgiving, after having family over, after cooking, after eating a shitload of food and, being in the food coma. Like how would you want to be approached after that? Let's say you're just like rolling out of bed, you're lethargic, you don't really want to be doing this, but let's say you have to do it. Or maybe you're just kind of like on the couch scrolling through stuff. And something interesting could be like an angle, for example, of for Black Friday or for the holidays, something unique that you will do. It could be local, it could be as far as you want to take it, but something about I will come to you, stay on the couch. I will come to you and install, your new artwork on your wall while you're still in your pajamas or something, you know what I mean? Or while you're still in your food coma, something like that, something that makes people feel like no pressure, makes them feel like they can just kind of chill out on the couch and do their thing, and you will deliver the art to them. And that's something that's a little more salesy, but it's kind of creative and it's different. It's something that might hit with somebody, just kind of finding them and, meeting them where they're at in the moment. I always find that with this kind of stuff, like outside the box is better. Something that's not just like, if you're just doing everything that everybody else is doing, Black Friday deals, Yeah, you might get some people. You might, just because there's sheer numbers out there that are buying stuff, it might actually work and you might get a couple of new sales. And that's fine. I'm not saying don't do that if you don't want to. But I'm saying this could be an opportunity to do something really unique and outside the box and just fun for you, and something that doesn't feel too salesy and something that doesn't feel like you're selling out to corporate America. Yeah, man, stay away from the man. So, this could be something, this could be a nice little time for you to brainstorm and think of some cool stuff to do. And maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's something you can just file away and just use it as general marketing moving forward. But it is definitely a good opportunity to think outside the box and do something that other people aren't doing, because everybody's kind of doing the same shit and it gets annoying, honestly. So take some time and think about that. Now, I'm not completely ragging on Black Friday. I do know I've had some really good Black Fridays. So like I said, cover your bases, make sure you have a free shipping or a discount on your website or whatever you want to do. Something small, it can be tiny, whatever. But just something that does cover your bases for Black Friday, and make sure you are doing the best you can with the art marketplaces you're on or with the galleries you're on, just kind of taking part in whatever they're doing and piggybacking on that. If you've got at least that covered, you're probably going to be okay. But if you really want to step it up, then let's think outside the box this year and try to come up with some new ideas and something, like some guerrilla marketing, something that's interesting and something that people are not expecting, because that really is what makes you stand out. So that's basically it for today. I mean, I could go into some more stuff, but you get the idea. Outside the box, do something unique, meet people where they're at. Don't just, get lost in the crowd and the sea of Black Friday advertisers. Do something unique, do something different, and cover your bases. Those are the main things I wanted to talk about today. I want to let you get on with your week. I'm sure you got family plans. I'm sure you're overwhelmed with the holidays, as a lot of people are. So think about that. Let me know what you think, and have a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. If you're not in America, that's fine. You can still take part in Black Friday stuff because, hey, we're living in a world market these days. If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, that's fine. Have a happy week, have a happy weekend, and be good to each other. We'll see you on the next episode.
Here we are, coming back at you with the Black Friday deals. Black Friday
Must buy product.
20% off. Free shipping coming out for you. 40
Need
45
to
45
order this.
Sold to the market mother. Throw them in the back of the vaccine.
Lost all self-control.
This has been the Living Artist Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your ears. Your art and creative life on this planet is meaningful, so thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.